Okay, pause YouTube. What's up? How's it going, everybody? Have for y'all today. Pretty insane Wi-Fi battle here. RU Wi-Fi battle that I had against Gucci off of my Discord. So yeah, if you guys do enjoy the video, make sure to hit that like button down below. Answer the common question of the day. And also for those of you who may be wondering where my PGBL week 3 match is, we decided to take this week off, so we should be back on schedule next week. So next Saturday and Friday is when we should be back to PGL uploads. So yeah, in case any of you guys were wondering. So this is a pretty cool RU team I got for my boy Jordy, which I think at this point I'm just not going to ask Jordy for any more RU teams because this team has no ground type and my opponent has a Jolteon, which is an absolute menace to this team. So the good thing about now, right, well, at this moment in the match, is that I did actually expect them to lead with Jolteon, because typically if you've got a fast electric type and your opponent has no ground types or no way of stopping you from volt switching, you usually lead Jolteon. And because this Shaymin is scarfed, I decided to lead with it, that way I could get off a huge hit on the Jolteon. So if I'm able to get up my rocks, or if I can keep up offensive pressure, then I should be able to not let that Jolteon put in too much work to my team. The only downside to that though is that I don't have a good switch into Moltres either, so I absolutely need to have Stealth Rocks up in this game, and I need to find some way to deal with this Moltres. So I switch into my Escavalier, honestly just expecting him to knock me out with the fire type move, but because he went for Air Slash, I was kinda hoping that he would be a choice scarfed Moltres, but he unfortunately does end up switching up moves there. So this turn I'm going to try to bring in my Salazzle, expecting him to just go for the Fire Blast. Again, there was also that slight chance that he might have missed, so that was a chance I was willing to take. And then this turn I'm just going to go ahead and pop my Z move, because if he really wants to leave in his Moltres here, then this gives me a free opportunity to absolutely nuke this Moltres and put it at very low HP. Plus, he realistically didn't have a safe switch in to my Salazzle. Like, Donphan is going to take a lot of damage from Fire Blast. The Blade is going to get knocked out by Fire Blast. Roserade doesn't switch in. And if Gator is a Dragon Dance setup variant, he's not going to switch that in. And he shouldn't sack off the Jolteon. So him leaving in Moltres here did actually make perfect sense in my opinion, as I'm able to get off a huge chunk of damage. This will now allow me to bring in my Glalie here, and I don't want to mess around with this Moltres. I don't want to over predict. This thing is a humongous menace to my team, so I have to be obvious here. I need to go for the safe Frustration, and he knows this, so he's going to make a very good play here. Brings in the Blade, and because Frustration is turned into an ice type move, we'll be able to do damage to this Blade. Not a lot of damage, but a little bit nonetheless. As this turn I switch into my Necrozma, thinking that he would try to go for a Swords Dance, but he's going to make a really good double switch here. Knows that I'm not going to leave in my Glalie, because Glalie is actually also a huge menace to his team. Plus with Ice Shard, I think the Jolteon is in range of where Ice Shard can knock him out, so that's really beneficial as well. But he does not know that my Necrozma actually has the Power Gem here, because this is a very offensive Necrozma. I thought that even after Roost, a Power Gem would have been able to knock him out, but Moltres really does have some very good natural bulk, and I really lose nothing in just going for another Power Gem in this scenario, because if he wanted to try and Roost again, he definitely could have, but he decides to switch into his Blade here, which I end up catching with the crit, and then I'm surprisingly gonna be able to knock him out with this Heat Wave. Like, this is a max special attack Necrozma, but I did not think Heat Wave would be able to knock out the Blade there. I'm not sure if that Power Gem crit ended up mattering in me actually being able to knock him out, but either way, down goes the Blade, as in comes the Donphan here. If he wants to try to get up his rocks, he's not going to do it for free, because Photon Geyser does so much damage. Good lord, that did like a clean 75%, I think. Like, holy crap, Necrozma, man, hits like an absolute truck, honestly. So I'm going to take this chance to get up my Stealth Rocks, expecting him to either get up his own Stealth Rocks or go for the Earthquake, but it actually goes for the knockoff again. And this is really nice because I'm actually out of range of where an Ice Shard is going to be able to finish me off, so I can now knock out his Donphan, and thanks to me getting up the Stealth Rocks, the Moltres will also go down upon switching, and then this Jolteon will be taking even more chip damage every time it's switching in and out, and that is absolutely amazing. So at this point I really felt like I didn't need my Necrozma anymore. I was able to break his team down a little bit. I put in a lot of work, got up my rocks, and most importantly I got rid of that Moltres in the process, so that is more than enough for Necrozma at this point. As I bring in my Escavalier here, I'm going to Pursuit Trap this Jolteon because I do not want this thing roaming the field. I think he definitely could have switched in at least 2 more times to Stealth Rocks, or actually I think maybe 1 more time, or maybe 2, I don't know. If it had been 2 times, it's not going to do it anymore because it's gone essentially. So yeah, getting rid of that is really good. As in comes the Roserade, on the off chance that this is Choice Scarf Roserade, which is actually very likely because his Moltres wasn't scarfed and he had Specs Jolteon, so I don't think that he would want to have no Scarfer on this team. So I thought that this maybe could have been Scarf, so I decided to protect, scouting out to see exactly what he was, as he actually goes for the Sludge Bomb here, and I miss the Megahorn, and that miss is actually going to be very crucial later, as you guys are going to see here. But he turns out to have the Hidden Power Fire, which is very likely. Like Technician, Life Orb, Roserade always carry Hidden Power Fire just because it is Technician boost and it does so much damage, honestly. So he does end up knocking me out, but this is fine because this does allow me to bring in my Glalie here, and I'm going to actually get up a layer of spikes here because his best play in my opinion was to definitely sack off this Moltres. I didn't really feel like going straight for the Frustration should have been the play that I should have made, because with him having Moltres in the back, once he sacks that off, he gets a free switch into Feraligatr. So by getting up a layer of spikes, this Gator has to switch in 2 rocks and into a layer of spikes, so he's going to be losing a good chunk of his HP, which is then going to allow me to get off more damage with the Earthquake, which is really nice. And at this point in the match, if he had expected me to go for another Earthquake, or if he had expected me to go for the Ice Shard, is what I meant, then he could have tried to Dragon Dance here again, and that would have been absolutely terrifying. But thankfully, he actually ends up going straight for the Liquidation, and after that Ice Shard damage, with the Earthquake damage and the Entry Hazard damage, this Feraligatr should have actually been directly in range of where my Shaymin could have come in and knocked him out with the Psychic, but I was being paranoid. And instead of bringing in my Shaymin to just click Psychic, I bring in my Feraligatr to go for the Crunch, completely disregarding the fact that this Roserade could have potentially had the Giga Drain on it, and it has the Giga Drain, which is actually a little bit bad because this Roserade shouldn't be here, but he is actually right out of range of where a Psychic from my Shaymin is going to be able to knock him out. So at this point, I have to hope that I can put him in range of where Life Orb knocks him out, or maybe I can get a crit to try and win, and I do get the former of the two. I put him exactly into range of where Life Orb ends up knocking him out, so it is going to be a draw, and we have discussed this in a previous battle before. This is definitely a draw, and it was honestly still a really great battle. Like, I definitely just messed up there by not bringing in my Shaymin. Like, I even checked the calcs, I did the math, and I was like, this thing is definitely in range of Psychic. So I'm not sure why I brought in Feraligatr, but regardless, this was a really fun battle, man. I'm also super happy that Necrozma put in so much work as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed the match as much as I did. Make sure to hit that like button down below, answer the comment question of the day. And with that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow on the 31st, on New Year's Eve, with the final video of 2017, and I just kind of got goosebumps saying that out loud because it's kind of crazy, guys. We're here. 2017 has been amazing, and just, yeah, I'll have a lot to say in tomorrow's video, so just definitely check that out. So thank you all for watching today's upload. If you may have missed my showdown live, definitely go check that out. And with that being said, I will see you all tomorrow. So later, everybody.
No matter where you're at, I'm not here to make friends, it's time to attack and deplete your HP with a final smash. Don't make me turn around and pull a 6-foot hacks. 6 foot hacks, yeah. 6 foot hacks, yeah. 6 foot hacks.